Alright, so I just got back from being on the complete opposite side of the world in Taipei at Computex with ASUS. If you guys have been on the channel before, you guys know that I'm a huge fan of ASUS products. And there they showcased their new partnership with Nvidia. They showcased their ProArt series laptops, Zenbook, their ROG lineup of devices, right? The brand new Xbox ROG Ally X20. That is a mouthful, but it was there. It was awesome. As well as their new lineup of the Zephyrus Duo laptop. There's a lot here that I'm really excited about, so let's get right into it. For those of you who have heard of Nvidia RTX Spark and are wondering what the big deal is, this is a huge deal because this is Nvidia's first official entry into the consumer PC processor market. It's a single super chip that combines a 20-core CPU alongside powerful Blackwell RTX graphics, a massive NPU or neural processing unit into one singular piece of silicon. So in very simple terms, what does this all boil down to and what does it mean? For starters, what it means is that essentially because you're getting so much bang for buck compute power compact into like one singular chip, what this is going to allow is they are able to get thinner laptops with high-end gaming performance, but without the trade-off necessarily of a lot of heat being produced, loud fans, and by virtue of those two things, bad battery life. So you're getting thinner laptops, better overall performance, and good battery life to pair alongside with that. And with AI being around, which is just inevitable, what the Nvidia RTX Spark also allows for is usage of next generation AI models to be used and performed locally on your actual laptop without having to send it to the cloud first, having it process all that information and then send it back to your laptop, which means you are getting high-end, remarkably powerful AI usage built directly into your laptop with faster feedback times than on other laptops that again are sending things to the cloud, has to process and then send it back. Everything's just happening directly on your ProArt. This is also going to help result in like a sort of premium ecosystem where you have apps, for example, like Adobe Premiere and Photoshop that are being re-architected or built from the ground up specifically for Nvidia RTX Spark. That's going to make things a lot more responsive, fluid, and also, again, going to lean into a lot of that battery efficiency that we were talking about, and the overall optimization is going to be really dialed in. So the day-to-day and moment-to-moment performance that you're getting on apps like that are just going to be significantly better than current offerings. For heavy consumers, right, like your heavy gamers, your creatives, right, that are doing a lot of heavy video editing workflows and things like that, what you're getting here is up to 120 gigabytes of ultra high-speed unified memory with 1 petaflop of AI performance, which is really going to like fundamentally change heavier workflows. It's going to allow you to edit 12K video timelines natively directly on the ProArt itself and also render large 3D scenes upwards of about 90 plus gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken, which is going to allow you to do a lot of really big projects and not really run into any bottlenecks while you're actually doing these workflow things. And then for gamers, you're of course getting Nvidia's flagship gaming tech, right? So you're getting DLSS, ray tracing, you're getting reflex in a package that's going to allow you to play AAA games at 1440p at upwards of 100 frames per second. So just overall power in terms of taking this laptop, doing your workflow things, but also then having the ability to combine your work with your leisure and play the AAA games that you want to play while you're out of the house. It's just awesome. One of my favorite things there at their booth had to be the brand new ROG Xbox Ally X20 and the bundle that comes with X-Real R1 glasses as well. There's a couple of really big things here that I really loved getting a hands-on try with the X20. You're getting a larger 7.4-inch display that is not only larger, but also is now an OLED display. And actually sitting there in front of it, it's a large tangible difference compared to the original ROG Xbox Ally X. You're also getting TMR analog sticks now as well, which is something that immediately when you actually get your thumbs on the joysticks themselves, you feel the difference in terms of precision. And the sticks also have a weightiness as well. They're not loose where like you feel like there's just like a bit too much of like a loose feathery feel to them. They have a good weight to them as well. And another reason that the TMR is going to be really great for those of you looking at the X20 as say like a long-term purchase is that this is going to have significant benefit in terms of avoiding stick drift over the course of the span of you using the X20 over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, and so on, right? You also have their transforming D-pad as well, which is something that I personally would never have considered implementing on this newer model. But in terms of actually using it, I can certainly see the practical applications in terms of just tailoring the D-pad to be more along the lines of like what you personally are looking for your gaming experience. And then of course you have the R1 glasses that are again in partnership with X-Real. And what sets these apart is that these are tailored specifically for a gaming environment, right? It's 240 hertz refresh rate. You're also getting a 0.01 millisecond response time. So there's practically zero latency when you're actually playing high-speed games on the glasses, right? If you're playing a racing game or a game that requires very intensive, precise inputs, say like a fighting game like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and those types of things. When you actually have the glasses on, it's like the equivalent of having a 171-inch display, right, movie theater basically, right there in front of your eyes. Amazing experience. And what's impressive is that they're 1080p, but when you're actually watching it, the crispness of the actual internal display is something that I think a lot of you guys are going to appreciate for sure. Flat out looks really great, and there's also an anchoring mode. So basically you can have it so that the display is constantly following your head no matter where your field of view is, but you can also have it suspended in a particular spot in space, which is going to be but you can also have it suspended in like a particular spot in space, just giving you extra flexibility options. As someone that reviewed the ASUS Zenbook 14 last year, this was a laptop that I really thought was all around just very capable and very suitable in a wide array of different situations for like your general consumers as it pertains to just day-to-day workflow things. If you're someone that's looking for a light and thin portable workflow solution, the Zenbook is great. This thing is incredibly light at 1.2 kilograms, and ASUS showed off their brand new suite of Zenbooks this year at Computex as well. They're all still exceptionally light. They're all still using that Ceraluminum finish, and if you ask me, of all of the laptops that I've used, this is hands down one of the best feeling finishes on a laptop. For the newer Zenbooks, they're kind of broken down into 3 different performance tiers. You have your Snapdragon X variant with Qualcomm that's going to be like the lower tier. The mid tier is going to be powered by AMD. And your top performance tier is going to be powered by Intel with their Intel Core Ultra 9 processor 386H. It's a mouthful, but that's going to be like your upper variant. What you're getting here on all of these though is you are still getting a really light body, where for the Intel and the AMD version, you're getting a weight of 1.2 kilograms, which is the same as the Zenbook that I have right here. That's super light. And the Snapdragon one's going to be 1.1 kilograms, so even lighter, which is crazy. You're getting Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.4 on all of these. On the Intel and AMD variants, you're getting a 70 watt-hour battery, or on the Snapdragon variant, you're getting a 50 watt-hour battery. The Snapdragon and the AMD variants are both going to have full HD displays, while the Intel version is going to have a 3K display, and you're getting OLED on every single one. And if you ask me, OLED is definitely the way to go, and you notice a difference compared to other laptops on the market that are not using OLED displays, just in terms of like the contrast and the look of everything, especially as it pertains to media consumption, watching movies, and things like that. But it also is just much more pleasant to look at, even when you're doing all of your productivity work, when you're multitasking, having split screen for different applications. OLED here on all of these look really, really nice. And really, again, these are just like great multi-purpose general use laptops for pretty much anything that you can need aside from really heavy video editing. But aside from that, you can do lighter video editing. You can edit, say, your pictures if you're a photographer, anything you need for your high school or college courses. The Zenbook lineup is just a great pickup to handle pretty much anything that you need. For everything covered in this video, I have links in the description and the comment section for you guys. I would implore you to definitely check out the links. There's going to be a robust amount of very specific, comprehensive information, all of the little nitty-gritty things you guys might be wondering about outside the scope of what I've discussed here in this video. I was really impressed by the entire lineup, and really my only regret is that it was just so busy that I wasn't able to spend more hands-on time with all these devices that I really would have liked to. Definitely check out the links to get even more comprehensive information. If you guys have any questions though, let me know in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer all of you guys' questions. And yeah, have a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on the time as you're watching this. And as always, peace, love, adios, bye guys. Have a great day.